What is going on, guys? It's DefyArts here, and I'm bringing you a revised tutorial of how to make gaming jerseys. Now, the previous one that I uploaded, whilst in its hour-and-a-half render, it picked up the mic sort of flare or bit of a like a hiss or static from it, and I didn't think it was going to be too much of a problem. Only then when I uploaded it and put my volume up to maybe 50 out of 100, there was a pretty much bad amount of static. As a result, this is why I'm going to redo this using a different microphone. This is my full-on headset instead of just a open headset. It's going to be similar to the one before. I'm going to be making jerseys similar to the one you're seeing on screen here, with the two-tone going down the middle. Probably make it look a bit better than I did the previous time, and try to shorten it up from half an hour in length. If you've watched the previous one, just ignore the 9 dislikes. That's probably because of the static and you couldn't really hear me very well. I'm hoping to make this one a little bit similar to the other, and hopefully you can hear me better than you could before. So let's just get straight into it. So this is the plain jersey template that I've got. It's going to be something similar to these ones here. This is just a template or a illustration that I've made. There's several of them. I'm not going to go through it again. But basically what we're looking to make is this bit in the middle, the two-tone itself, which fits perfectly around the neck and on the bottom, and then the same here. It's incredibly simple to make. In the description you'll find a jersey template similar to the old one I had, which I think is, I'll just use these here. Is this one is in your template in the description, obviously without the logos and such. But it basically gives you just the shirt on itself. So if I just get rid of the colours and stuff. Oh, screw that. Don't want to mess that up. Let me find this. Here we go. Sorry about that. And it'll give you this file here. Now, I will be honest, this isn't my template. I got this off another designer who I begged him to give it to me. Just delete text and delete the background. And there you have your jerseys. And this is similar to what most jersey companies that print them will expect you to have. Mine that I use is just a little bit because it has the full-on body on it as well. And as people are so reluctant to hand out their templates and what have you, I've decided to make this one available to everyone because I'm nice like that. And as you can see, you can change everything. You've got the different styles in it and what have you. Just change all the colours of these, and you could change whatever you wanted. Put your text on it and make a different. I personally don't like using this one since I've got hold of this one that we're going to be using here with the arms. Just gives it a better feel overall. So get straight into it. The team I'm designing for is Fierce Gamers. You can see on the left here. Their owner Connor is a good friend of mine. He's casted a few tournaments that I've held, and when I originally decided I was going to do this tutorial, I hadn't many teams that were interested, and so he just said, yeah, could you make it? So they're going to get these designs for free at the end of the day, which is quite nice for me to do. I don't particularly mind. So let's see how this turns out. For it, these are their sponsors. They've got a Rep Brandon. This is their old logo, but nevertheless. OC, which I think are a computer manufacturer or something like that are over in Ireland, and Shark Controller, which are a very big upcoming controller company that are almost close to 2,000 followers on Twitter. Now, I've opened Photoshop simply because what I would be doing is taking this logo, that logo, and that logo. Oh dear. rather that logo, and that logo, and copying them into Photoshop. Just don't need that. Now, second thing you want to do is you want to hit Shift and right click and go to rasterize. And from each one's perspective, you could just then go and change them to whatever you want. That looks dreadful. Put that in there and re-rasterize it. So, holding Shift, you can keep it same how big it is. I don't know why that looks dreadful, but nevertheless, why's that happened? Oh dear. I don't know why that's happened. Might be because it's like, well, if you want to change the colour of it, there's a quite easy tip you can do. You could either go up to Image, then down to Adjustments and Hue and Saturation, or as you can see there, the hotkey is Control and U, which is the one I'm going to press, and you can change the colour of it from there. Doesn't look particularly great there, so if you want to hit Colorize, you can then get a much better feel for what it's going to look like. I want the red because at the end of the day, that's the colour scheme of mine, red and white. I'm not going to bother doing that one though, because it looks absolutely fucking awful. Right, and you do the similar one with these ones here. Drag that all the way over. It sort of depends what shade you want. If you wanted a lighter shade, you go down. If you just want all black, or if you want all white, obviously you can't see it because of the background. But you can get absolutely any colour there, and it's a quick and easy, simple tip to do. It's much easier than going up to blending and doing it that way, I feel, because some logos won't let you do that, especially if you have like your scuff logos and you only want the S of the scuff changed colour. That's an easy way to do it. So we don't need Photoshop for the rest of this at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change the background colour of my jerseys. I'm going to change that to a nice red. That's a nice red. There we are. And we want to make it look similar to this one here that we've got on screen. It's got the nice two-tone colour here. A bit slimmer than I would have liked there for a first draft, but nevertheless. So we've got this here, and this is what we're going to be working with. It's pretty simple. It's not too bad. And then again, when you're going to print it, it's going to look alright as well. So what did we do for this one? We joined it up here. Now your best friend for this is going to be the pen tool. Someone said to me the other day, I hate the pen tool. I was like, how can you hate the pen tool? The pen tool defines Illustrator. It can be your best friend and your worst enemy. What you want to do is you want to go straight up to the neck brace here, where it fits around the neck, and you want to hit anchor point there. And you can either choose to hit it back over here and drag it down like that. I personally don't prefer that. I feel that doesn't work. I'm going to go into the middle here. Right in the middle. And try and get that to match up as much as possible. So where did that go? That went there. I haven't got any fill on it, otherwise it would just have a big white line, and that's not at all helpful. And get that one to line up the best you can as well. And there you are. Neck breaks here fits absolutely perfectly. It's limited to what we want going on here as it gets down to here. So I'm going to zoom out again. I want a sort of curved line coming down here. So I'm going to anchor that point here and drag until you get this sort of shape you want. And this is the sort of shape that we're going for. Nice big shape down here, and then the same sort of this side, although I might change that actually and have that even further out. That's better. Right, and you want the same sort of similar thing here, but you want it to line up exactly with the rest here. And you can intersect it as many times as you like, as long as it sort of lines up to the best that you want it to be. Because when you fill it in, you don't want any irregular gaps or anything. Not that it would make much of a difference if it was being printed, but you want to try and get an equal enough image and I want that to anchor back up here, and I'm gonna work it up to around there. That's where it's gonna go, and there we are. There's a perfect bit here, and it fits perfectly down the bottom. I'm gonna fill that in white, like that. As you can see, fits absolutely perfectly in the middle here, and it's a perfect place for you to put your logo or whatever in the middle here. You wouldn't want much on the front, depending who you're designing for and what their designs are, but they didn't give me anything to work with, so I'm just going with what feels right. And that's just two-tone. That's the best you can have. Now the text I use for here is something called Pyrean, similar to Black Ops 2 text as it is. As you see, there's no difference. Yeah. And you just want to take that and stick it here. And it completely depends who you are, where you want your text to go. But I personally like it there. I don't have a problem with it being there, and it looks better than it does in white, to be quite honest, especially with the boldness. So I'm going to take this fierce logo that I've got here sitting on the side. I'm going to put that slap bang in the chest in the middle. Where to go, you wonder? Well, it's much easier to work with layers on Illustrator, so I'm going to arrange rather and bring that straight to the front. That way I can work with it better. Try and get that as big as possible so it sits in the middle, and get that to intersect up, and I can make that even bigger. Perfect. As you see, that's nice and big on the front, although I want to make that a tiny bit smaller. Probably to about there, that it was. Perfect. You don't want anything really messing around on the front. It's back where you want your team name and your player name and your sponsors and whatnot. Right, so work on the back. So you could either copy and paste it over, but it's a different sort of shape on the back here. So I'm going to do similar to what I did before, and unfill that. And we're going to get the neck up here, and I'm going to do that. Get that all the way round, all the way, and down. And then we have the neck bit up here. So now I'm ready to zoom out again. If you're wondering how I'm zooming in and out, just press Control and either the plus or the minus button on your keypad and hit it down here. I might even put that back a bit and try and get it to match up with the one on the side. Perfect there. Although I think I have a looped bit here. That's annoying because I had the perfect bit. There we are. So I'm going to take this anchor point here, zoom in again, zoom in as much as I can, because I don't want to mess this bit up. Zoom that in there. And there, and there, and there. Get that nicely worked up for the bottom. And put that straight back up to the top, and I have that anchor round. Although I think this might be a little bit out of place. Nevertheless. That doesn't look too bad, actually. Surprised myself. and as you can see, it looks pretty much the same as it does on the front. If you wanted to get absolute perfection, you'd work around the top. I see I've missed like a tiny bit here, but like I was saying, for a first version of it, I've lost it, where's it gone? There we are. For a first version, it's looking pretty alright. There's no real gap apart from there on the bottom. Obviously, if you wanted to go back and try and correct it, that's completely up to you. But I think that looks alright for me at the moment. So, similar to what we've got here, you'd have Fierce Game at the top, which is why I've got my text already pre-made here. And I'm going to just put that at the top. Some people prefer to either have the team name on the top and then the player name, or you could have your gamer tag and then your actual player name. It's completely up to you. There is no correct way of doing it. Like I was saying, some people, it just depends what sort of style you're going for, if I'm honest. I personally prefer to have the team name and then have your... Dear, where did that go? And then have your player name on it. But I have done it differently before. You really just have to ask the team that you're designing for. And I don't have any sort of set price either. For those that were thinking of putting that in the comments, there isn't a correct price that you should put things at, I don't think. Sort of depends on how long it takes you to do. I have been asked this a few times before, and depends on how long it takes you to do. If it takes you hours and hours to do, then you should mention that to them. But there is a problem in this community when people like steal work, and that is like one of the things that really fucks me off, if I'm going to be honest. There's absolutely no need to do it. You should always either go 50-50 or have them pay first. And another good thing about prices that I will just say is that don't put it too high, like stupidly high, because someone else can just make it for cheaper. Mine are about $50, which some of you might be like, oh my god, $50, that's loads. I live in the United Kingdom, it's only £30 over here, which isn't very much for maybe 3-4 hours worth of work. And I don't just do one draft like I've done here. I draw it out on paper first from their designs, like colouring in which bits they like. Then I put that design into a model like this, have them check it over, anything they'd like changing, and then make a third and final draft, and that'll be the draft they have, and there'll be 4 of them, or 5 if you have a coach or whatever, with each player's name on it, and they will be ready for whoever wants to print it. There are some good printing companies I know. You've got people like Ponetware, I think, are the biggest at the moment. They were Prozone, or Prozone were the biggest, but I think there was like a problem or something. I don't really want to talk about it. It's got nothing to do with me. That was a long time before I did jersey designs. But yeah, I'm mostly self-taught myself. There isn't much to teach. You just gotta like be motivated into doing it, and just don't take like too much criticism for other people. It's mostly because they're probably jealous. There's a lot out there that probably are jealous. There are those people that are like, oh, it doesn't take me very long to do, it's only like a logo or whatever. Well, that's not your time that you're giving up, is it? Which I'm kind of just like deviating from what I was actually supposed to be talking about, but I just thought I'd put that out there. I'm just trying to get this logo nice and straight, so it matches up with the rest. And it's still over by a slight touch. I'm going to leave it there. So what was next on this? The Shark Controller. And that can go really big. Lovely jubbly. And finally the OC. The more space that you take up, the better. No one likes white spaces. You wouldn't be able to do it in any other sort of form of graphics work. So just try and fill up the white space as much as you can. Move that over. And there we are. And that, my friends, does not look too bad at all. Those are just there for reference in case. That's really about it for my first ever tutorial. I'm just gonna save these and open up this banner. This is how I save all of my jersey designs. Will it ever load? There we are. Give me that. Get rid of that there. I'm going to change that colour to red, just for the nice bright red. There we are. Paste. As that a smart object. Okay, I don't know why that's there. Shouldn't be there. Dear. Get rid of that. And then, oh dear. Excuse me. And copy and paste this over, like I should have done the first time. And then drag this nice and big to get the head up there. And then, just so you know who it is, I'm going to take the Fierce Brandon logo. Make that a tiny bit smaller. And stick this up here in a corner. There we are. Save as a PNG file because it's a higher quality than a JPEG. Fierce 2. And it goes from that to this, which is a much better jersey in my opinion. It's got the colour scheme at the top. It looks better overall, and I hope I explained it clearly for all of you. If you'd like the template, not this template they used, the template I used earlier in the video, that'll be in the description, along with links to my Skype and my Twitter. My Twitter, for reference, is @DefyArts, and my Skype is Nathan117. Those will be in the description if you want to talk about it. If you need any help, I'm happy to screen share with other designers that need the help. I'm all about helping people, and if you like this tutorial, it's the only tutorial on YouTube about jersey designs. Please leave a like. If you want to clear something up, you can always use the comment system if that still works. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. This is DefyArts signing off.